Hello ladies and gentlemen. Today we're just going to be in the workshop doing a quick install of some CV axles. We'll also be going over the U-joint replacement and the Spur Gear replacement on the 1/8 scale E-Revo. Today we're going to start with the Spur Gear replacement. I'll be replacing my stock 65 tooth with a 68 tooth. This is part number 3961 from Traxxas. You want to start out by removing this entirely and this entirely. Just those two bolts. After removing this first bolt, this should just come right off, exposing your Spur Gear. Next thing you'll want to do is, just back here, it's hard to see, these three bolts, this one, and the one back there, all have to come out. Should just use the same size Allen key as the first bolt here. Now that I've removed all three of those bolts, I could take this tool that they included in the E-Revo toolkit and use it to take off this little hex nut right here that holds the slipper clutch on. Okay, so now I've removed the spring and hex nut. Moving the motor out of the way, I should just be able to slide this right off. Yep. There we go. There we have our slipper clutch. Oops. I dropped. There it is. Okay, be sure not to lose any of these little things. They do fall off quite easily and are kind of hard to find, as I found out. So I'm going to take this slipper clutch off the back of this really quick and slap the new one on. Okay, so I've got my new gear. This one's a little bit bigger, so it'll give me just a little bit more torque. I'm going to take the bearing out of the other one. Just pop it in the center there, just like that. It's not very hard. Then you'll want to take this part here, and there's two sides to this. You'll want to do the side that looks like this. On the other side, you can see that those holes aren't connected by the plastic, whereas this one is connected to the middle circle. You can see the difference. So the side that looks like this is the side you'll want to put this on, with the pins going downwards into those holes. It's not obviously going to stay in there till the screws are on. That's when you can take these little, I don't know, clutch pads. Set them on the little pins that they come with. I'm doing this one-handed, sorry. You get the point. Let me tighten this down really quickly. Okay, now that that's done, I'm going to take this little ring, slide it in here over this. Don't quite remember if it sits like this or if it'll sit like this. This makes more sense to me, so I'm going to go ahead and do it like this. Then you want to take this. Make sure these clutch pads stay on it. It's going to be kind of hard for that part. And you want to take it and just slide it on over the ring and on. Okay, apparently the 68 is the largest gear you could possibly run on the Revo. As you can see, it has literally maybe a millimeter before it touches chassis, but it doesn't, so I guess we're Gucci. Yeah, I had to take this off in order to get that large of a gear on. Depending on what type of gear or what size gear you're going to be running, you probably won't need to take the motor off. That's why I didn't show you. The only one you'll need to take it off for that I've experienced is this one, the 68. Because even the 65, even the, the easiest gear to install is the included 54 tooth, the supposed 70 mile an hour gear or whatever, because it's so small, like compared to this giant monster of a gear. Anyways, I'm gonna slap the motor back on real quick, and then we can move on to the U-joints. Okay, now that our motor cover is back on and we are finished up with the spur gear, we can move on to putting these U-joints and CV axles on. So I'm working on the front, so I'll show you the front. This is the CV axle. It goes onto this right here, and a little pin goes through it right there. So you can turn the wheels to find that pin and loosen that pin. This side should just pop right off. Then you'll have to come and take these wheels off. So the wheels are off. There's going to be a H looking joint right there, and the U joint is this square with pins going through it, one there and one there, that will allow it to stay into that little H. Sorry, it's a little hard to see. That hole right there where it's sticking out, the one moving, you'll have to loosen that. That'll allow it to just pop right off. So the U-joint's been replaced. Now I'm putting it back on. I just put the pin back through there and screwed it in. It only goes in from one way. Just gonna slide this up in. This might be difficult to do with one hand. It does have to line up 100% correctly. Yeah, you get the point here. I'll just cut to when I'm done with this. Okay, so I got it all lined up. I went ahead and took the pin and I put one of the E-clips on one side. I'm gonna have to put the other one on as it goes through, but this will stop it from going all the way through. Just gonna put it in that hole, wiggle a little bit. It should just go right in. Alright, there we go. That pin is in. So now I'll need to just rotate it. This side that sticks out, that little metal pin right there where my finger's pointing, that's turning towards us now, it also needs an E-clip on this side to keep it in. And that is how you do every CV axle on this. So I'm not going to do it 4 times in a row, but that's how you do it on every single one. It's not any different. But hopefully this helped you out at all. Hope you can get your truck running again. Sorry that this is such a common problem on these trucks, but they're well worth it. You guys have a great one.